Go ahead. I start over.
Hey, the Red Chief Hunt, the number of people coming out of jail who are homeless, how many of them are going to intern housing? That's the main thing. When you come out of jail, a lot of people don't have housing and things like that, but there's only one organization that's getting housing for people. That's Housing for Health. Going to the law meetings and attending the law meetings, a lot of these groups are far in between. So
187 is a homicide.
Yeah, my big question is, how many
187 is a homicide.
I don't remember that, but he said they use a certain code that's get them permanent housing. That would be my main question right here. A lot of people in jail, a lot of people that are homeless, a lot of people commit crimes because
I don't care when they break the DOJ agreement.
Numbers,
In case law, so who cares? They can spend all the shit they want like Trump.
And they say the groups that are trying to get housing are far in between. So you got to watch out for that. When you're going to intern housing to actually get
Point blank in the back of somebody disabled is a homicide.
So some kind of questions like that. I am the Red Chief Hunt, and I'm experienced homeless now. So, I mean, I'm going through the whole program, so I know who's doing what and what's going on, things like that. So, I want to know if you guys are working with also, and you guys are going to intern housing, and I'm going to ask all my people to take this very serious. No puppets from the heart and stuff like that. So please take off your puppets and talk responsibly on the issue. The homeless people. Thank you, sir.
MAG. Make America Great. I, the plaintiff, knowingly and unlawfully found out that I was by design homeless. I was threatened. I was harassed.
Off topic. This isn't
This is about homelessness, goddamn motherfucker. Let me finish. You didn't let me start.
Okay, so off topic again. Your time's up. Next speaker.
You know, you're the racist, anti-Semitic fucking motherfucker. Fuck you, HHH, you stupid fucking billionaire Jewish developer and your asshole.
What's his name? Herman? Mr. Herman.
He did the wrong thing this time, though.
Can we escort him out, please?
Fucking homeless. I know how to find a street. Find a sign. Fucking banana shit.
That is a homeless person.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I know how to find a street.
Herman?
Yes, for me.
Continuing to disrupt the meeting.
Fuck your Rule 7.
Hey, Herman, public speaking.
Yeah. I'm fucking
Go
homeless.
study.
I'm going through Section 8, you motherfucker. You're not helping me through LASA, you bitch.
He did the wrong thing.
Fuck all you.
Yeah, but
Earmuffs. Put your earmuffs on.
I'm surprised they can't get it right.
He is homeless now. Commission.
So again, this is
He's a
one of our more
Why should he care?
active meetings today is, so we talk about what happens when you get out of the Metro Division after arrest and you put back on the fucking streets of slavery. Yes, that's what we talk about all the time. Well, you need a house. La Cruz is not a team. We need to outreach by in-reaching. I thought you outreach, but when you in-reach, that's when you take and you stick something up somebody's asshole, when you in-reach. And we don't want that. We want outreach before the criminal becomes a criminal. People on the streets need housing, and they get arrested because they're hungry, and they do all kinds of things to get into jail. And then they get out of jail, and it's called rejuvenism.
Recidivism.
Oh, recidivism, yes. They commit more crimes. Like, for example, taking a brick and throwing it through the back window and breaking in pretty cars, yes, to get money and laptops for crack. This is what we do. A cycle of poverty that cannot be broken. Even though you have billions and billions of dollars to house all of these people, you want to re-arrest, re-incriminate, and then re-reach. And the reason you do that is
Okay, next speaker, please.
Stop now.
Next speaker is George Pezzetti, followed by Gina Viola and Jonathan Foster.
Again?
George Pezzetti, former Director of Policy for the Congress of Racial Equality of California. 54 years, a fraudbuster and civil rights leader, knows all your stupid tricks. Let's go to all your stupid LASA Joint Powers Authority. Y'all brag about building 3,362 units for the poor, homeless people that we really care about with $1.7 billion. Damn, that's 505,686 each, huh? You remember that commercial on TV? Oh, we love the homeless. Those are flop houses at $380,000 a person. So, gee, I just go, you know, Habitat for Humanity uses container houses, okay? So I called Giant Containers up. Any of you all watched the CNN special last night with Gupta on stress and suicide? Notice all the suicide coming down from people losing it because all of you people don't care, especially the ones on top, huh? And all of you lawbreakers here like you, Mr. Inspector
Off topic,
General, like
this is about the jail.
I'm talking about homeless and why it comes with a jail. And now, so you want to try that? Let's go to your statistics here. CES referrals, 992, completed 24. Well, there's a hell of a failure. Let's go to referrals. Motel referral, 8. Shelter, 757. Other temp housing, 61. Well, you know, if you use the $65,000 for the container house, we'd have 24,000 off the street, half of the woes in the county. So, what the man said before, Mr. Spindler, about the percolator, damn. And when you were at LA Unified, you spent double money on construction budget. You know it. Don't say you don't know who the hell I am.
Gina Viola, followed by Jonathan Foster.
Expanding resources to the LAPD for homeless folks is stealing. The LAPD has been stealing city, county, and taxpayer funds that should be used for affordable housing, mental health services, and the like. We have watched, as a city, the houseless population grow at alarming rates. The more police we add, the worse this problem gets.
I see.
Now you want more funds to datafy and track these incredibly vulnerable humans? Your data tracking has done nothing but lead to people being killed by police. How can we talk about the LAPD and the houseless without mentioning the houseless man, who was shot in the middle of the night by an off-duty police officer earlier this year? That should be your evidence. That should be your data to tell you that the LAPD is not capable of handling or dealing with the houseless population in any competent or productive manner. When I hear you say you want to track houseless folks, I know this ultimately means more homeless folks being killed by police.
Jonathan Foster, followed by Isaac Bryan, Reverend, and Mattel.
I'm Jonathan Foster, and thanks for going into the jail to speak to people that are homeless. And one of the messages I'd like to convey to your panel about speaking to people possibly could be what I know works and what I've seen many homeless people working before they get put in jail, and maybe they can speak to the people in the jail, is a word called save. Save your money. Problem is, if you save $4 grand and you're in a tent, then somebody might come and steal it. So they need a bank account. Okay? If you can work with people's inner person to save money, now they need a bank account. And what I've suggested is you can work with the people in the jail who are not mentally ill, who are competent, and you can do an iris scan, a voice print, fingerprint, you get the card with the PIN, and now they can put money in the bank, and they're homeless, they don't have a street address, you can't get a bank account, but working with LAPD and other homeless organizations, they can do this, so that whatever money they get, they
Wow.
can put it in the bank. And when you have money in the bank, you can do something. If you don't have any money in the bank, you can't do anything. Dealing with their interpersonal problem, I've said this before, the caffeine, the sugar, the cigarettes, the alcohol, the pot, the coke, the heroin, the crack, the methamphetamine, the 6 to 20 different prescription drugs, the inappropriate use of psychedelics, because I do appreciate psychedelics and more. So, but one of the bigger problems also, too, is that Christianity has been sued out of America by the Jew, Stephen L. Engel, in 1962, sued Christianity right out here, and now we got a homeless problem. So, and the personal connection to your effort with the money, and then you can get off the street, builds a sound mind. So this would help dramatically.
Thanks to the Jew, Stephen L.
That's a really good idea.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I'm brilliant, smartest man on earth.
Thank you, Commissioner Goldsmith, for elevating this to the public conversation. I know you brought this
It's a
up.
good idea for the banking for
Since
people.
God bless.
I've toured this program when I was working for Mayor Garcetti. I've worked with Sergio and others to kind of look at what's happening and how it's happening. First and foremost, let me be clear, I think the administration of supportive services should always happen on the outside, if at all possible. You can't get well in a cell.
Right.
That being said, 20% of LAPD bookings are houseless individuals, and that number has been increasing over the last 10 years. As arrests continue to go down, the share of houseless arrests and bookings continue to go up. And that being the case, we know that many houseless folks are not convicted of these crimes. They end up coming in for a day or two and then leaving. There may be a role for LAPD to play in connecting folks with services. To that end, I think we should keep better data in terms of how folks are getting connected to services before we administer new funding for this program. For example, we know how many women were contacted and offered services. We know how many homeless individuals, houseless individuals accepted substance abuse services. You can't tell me how many women accepted substance abuse services. We're not collecting data in a way that's efficient. We also are using the word recidivism and talking about the houseless population. Recidivism often refers to a conviction and then being reconvicted. If you're only in for a few days and you leave, we might use a better word that humanizes folks and doesn't place it like a behavioral problem or houseless individuals. There's also a major gap in service delivery when you're released. LAPD can't transfer you to services without cuffing you, even if you haven't been convicted of any wrongdoing and have been released. We might need to look at that gap and think of ways that the city and this commission can be creative, including rideshare partnerships or other ways that service providers can really provide services without criminalizing our houseless brothers and sisters. I'm willing to play a part in helping with this in any way that I can, and I appreciate you again for bringing this to the conversation.
Really? Awesome. Awesome.
Good to hear a sound analogy. Yes. Because it's good to hear when truth shows up. Because then the burden is upon you all to do something with it. And I hope you're going to sit with what Isaac Bryan said. That was just raw dog, flat-footed truth. And you have to sit with that and do something about it. You can't just put your head down. I don't know why y'all have this posture about yourself, where you keep putting your head down. You shouldn't be ashamed when truth shows up. If anything, you should be excited that you have a new way to solve homelessness. Is that right?
Yes.
Don't you get excited when you hear a solution to your problem?
Yeah.
We do.
Right? You should be excited. Another reason why I'm up here, because police should have no engagement with the homeless at all.
Period.
I'm a United States Army veteran.
God bless you.
Every police officer in here, I'm glad they're in here today, because this is a good example. Every police officer in here has PTSD. They've been broken down. They have no kind of moral center. They don't know the difference between right and wrong. All they know is to listen to somebody above them. Tell them what to do. That's not morality. That is a robot. And if you have to tell a robot how to treat a human being, you shouldn't be in the business in the first place. Police should have no involvement with the homeless community. Not the homeless, with vulnerable communities.
Right.
Communities that need people to have sensitivity and compassion and mercy and what? A listening ear. These bastards don't have it. He has a camera in his hand ready to incarcerate folks.
That's
Right now.
Right now.
He has this camera to look at people to see who he can incarcerate.
Right now.
Think about that, bastard.
Right.
Wow.
Hello? All right, so I cop watch. I live downtown, 8th and Spring. So the homeless are, you know, they're my people. They're the ones that I see every day, that I talk to, that I walk by. And so on my birthday, which was last Thursday, I cop watched 2 officers harass these 4 homeless individuals on 8th Street, and they were writing the tickets, and I kept wondering, why are you writing the tickets? You know, what are they going to do with that? Why are you criminalizing the homeless? What did they do? Oh, they're drinking in public. Where are they supposed to drink? Where are they supposed to do drugs? Where are they supposed to piss? Where are they supposed to shit? Where are they supposed to fuck? They have no place to go.
That's right.
And you're citing them, right? So there's something wrong with that. So I don't understand how you can get into jail and then you get services because I've been understanding this whole process wrong. They're telling me that we give them a citation and then they go into jail and then they get help. I said, are you serious? They said, yeah. And I said, well, who called you to come out here? Whole Foods and Ralph's. Because 2 of them had the carts, right? So it's just, to me, and it's not that other instance. There's another instance where they were messing around with the homeless at 1 o'clock in the morning off of Figueroa because he failed to appear. He failed to appear. So you took him in, his bicycle was lost, he kept pleading, please don't take my stuff. I mean, please don't arrest me, they're going to steal my stuff, they're going to steal my stuff. So when you arrest people or cite them and have them come in, you need to bring like tractors, because you need to bring along everything that they own, right? Or just just leave them alone.
We have no other comments like this item?
This is just a review of the department's report, so we'll go on to item number 2C, which is the Secret Service fund audit. Do we have any commissioner comments? Thank you, John. Okay, do we have any public comments on item 2C, which is our Secret Service fund audit?
We have Mr. Spindler.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
We have one card, Mr. Spindler.
So we're going to be very quiet with the Secret Service fund.
Very quiet with this item. I would move this item to closed session. But this item here, this is a sticky one. And apparently, from what I hear, you're shorting the Secret Service on their funds, and that's why you're doing the audit. From what I hear in the street. And they're fucking pissed. And you know, where you find this office, it's very interesting, Secret Service. Eileen Decker can tell you what floor in the Roybal building the Secret Service is, because the elevator don't stop there. See, all of this shit you guys are involved in, you shouldn't be involved in that right now, because number 1, you shorted them the money, and number 2, you got an FBI investigation of all the City Hall. So what you have to start doing is thinking, this is a closed session item. This is a very, very litigious potential liability for the city when you're cheating the Secret Service out of funds that they're entitled to, because that is really the fucked up core of all of this shit. And how do you do it? You go to the bank, somebody makes a deposit, the teller says, this $100 bill's fake. They put it in a baggie, they log it into LAPD, LAPD logs it in, it goes to the SSF branch, and then you're supposed to keep it. But what happens is it gets lost, and it gets into somebody's pocket again and again and again and again. You steal it again and again and again. But you know the good news is that all the banks have every single note and every serial number. They know exactly how much is missing.
We have no other comment card on this item?
Is there a motion for approval of this item?
That was good.